Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. If you're looking down and you're frowning because your stomach is just getting out of control, whether it be the belly bulge when you have your suits on or your shirt on, or the love handles when you have your clothes off. Either way, I get you. I understand it can be a bit, some people find it shameful. They're just like, I built this awesome career, but now my body and my health falling off. I'm going to show you how you can have both. Okay. You can have the body and the career. Okay. But there's different things that I've noticed when people are trying to lose belly fat, they're trying to lose weight, that they're doing that they don't have to do. It's causing them to feel frustrated, confused, discouraged, because they're putting all this time and effort, but they're not getting the results. And so these are the shifts you want to make. These are the same shifts that I help my coaching clients make to help them go from belly fat to flat stomach. And some of them belly fat to six pack. And so once you know this, guys, you'll be able to do the same exact thing. And so there's 7 of them specifically. The first thing is this. You don't need to have hours to get the results that you want. I know a lot of the people that I help, busy professionals, don't have a whole lot of time to be in the gym all day. Don't have a whole lot of time to be in the kitchen meal prepping like a bodybuilder all day. You don't have to do either one of those things, okay? What helps, a lot of people think they have like a busy and time issue. They actually have a structure issue. Because when you have structure equals speed. You get faster results. I want you to think about this when you first started your career. It took you a little bit longer to get the same type of results that you get now in half the time. Why is that? You didn't know the structure when you first started that career. Now you know it so well, it's like you don't even have to think about it. You could be listening to music, you could be talking on the phone, getting work done because you have structure in place. Structure equals speed. You get things done in a shorter period of time. This is how I help my coaching clients get way better results in the gym while only working out 45 minutes, maybe an hour, versus other people who are in the gym an hour and a half, 2 hours, and they barely seeing any changes. It's structure, okay? So that's the first shift you have to make. It's not you got to spend hours, it's that you got to have structure, okay? The second thing is this. You got to shift from the starvation way of thinking. I had somebody reach out to me the other day. There's a lady, she was like, the last program she was on, the trainer said she had to eat like less than 1,000 calories or something like that, 800 or 1,000 calories. I'm like, Jesus, you over there starving yourself. And a lot of people be thinking this way. That's why some people don't even start, because they have this fear of, oh my God, I'm gonna be hungry all day, every day. Like, have you ever done a diet where you just like, I feel worse than before I started because you're tired, irritable, hangry, you're hungry and angry at the same time, yelling at your spouse and your kids because you starving all day. They even have photos on social media that float around talking about when you're on a weight loss journey and the person crying, they got tears running down their face, laying in the bed. It doesn't have to be that way. That's the old way of thinking when it comes to weight loss. The new way of thinking is having the right eating patterns. Eating patterns look like knowing your calorie intake. Eating patterns look like knowing how much protein to eat in each meal. Because even if you eat healthy, but you're not eating the right amount of protein, guys, you can still find yourself hungry. You're spiking your blood sugar just eating a ton of carbs and a ton of healthy fats, but barely any protein. These are eating patterns that cause you to feel tired, that cause you to have brain fog, that cause you to feel bloated and have type 2 diabetes or hypertension. We have to change your eating patterns. You don't have to starve yourself. Okay? That's the second shift. You don't have to starve yourself, guys. The third shift is this. You don't have to spend hours in the gym doing cardio. I know cardio has this it's just one of those things that's just been in the fitness industry forever. People think if you just do the cardio, you'll lose the weight. You do 10,000 steps a day, you'll lose the weight. But we've all seen people who walk all the time, even in their career. They walk for a living, but they still overweight. People who go to the gym. I remember back when I did in-person training, I trained this guy named Peter. He was a big-time real estate agent. We went to his condo, and whenever we would train, it'd be this one guy that would be on the elliptical, hauling ass, going so fast. He'd be sweating, dripping. Sweat puddle around the elliptical. We didn't even want to get on the elliptical next to him because of how much sweat it was. But guess what? This dude's stomach was super big. Not big, it was super big. Just all his fat was all his weight in his stomach. That's a walking health issue. Yet he did cardio all the time. Every time I trained Peter back in the days, this dude was in there. And sometimes he'd be in there after I get done training Peter still. Cardio does not equal fat loss. It's very overrated when it comes to fat loss and weight loss. Because the people who are successful at losing weight, guys, they realize you don't even have to do cardio to lose weight. Nutrition equals weight loss. It's 80% of it, guys. You can lose weight without ever stepping foot in the gym. I have coaching clients who just do my nutrition coaching program only, and they drop 20, 30 pounds in 12 weeks. And so it's important that you understand cardio is for your health. Cardio is for your overall well-being. Things like energy, not just physically, but mentally. It help a lot of folks who have these high-achieving, high-earning careers, making 6, 7 figures, but they have brain fog. They're feeling tired. They're exhausted. Plus, they got high blood pressure. Guys, if you want to feel good, you got to move. Movement creates energy. A lot of people think about it backwards. They're like, I don't have the energy. I'm tired, so I don't want to go to the gym. But by going to the gym and moving, they're going to have more energy. You're thinking about it the wrong way. And so very important to make that shift. Now, I kind of gave you 2 of them in one, okay? And so make sure that your nutrition is dialed in first. That's what's going to help you lean out your waistline, okay? The second thing is lifting. If you want to look good in your clothes, in your suits, and in your birthday suit, if you know what I'm saying, you got to lift. You got to make dates with the weights. If all you're doing is cardio, and you're eating healthy, you're going to look down and you're going to be like, dang, I'm slimmer, but I still feel fat and mushy. You tone and you feel firm and you have that definition in your body by lifting. Cardio is just going to enhance your energy. That way you feel good on a daily basis, which if you're a high achiever and you look at not just wanting to have the appearance, but you want to have the energy to back that up. You want to be glowing with confidence and not being tied with a nice looking body. You got to eat right, but you got to move. Okay? So that's the second thing. And that's longevity. You don't want to lose this weight and gain it back. You got to have the energy and stamina to be able to keep the weight off. That's why you want to do cardio, because it's also going to help with your heart health. A lot of people who have heart disease, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, brain fog all the time, even sleep apnea. If you just start moving more, you'd feel so much better, man. A lot of y'all not moving. And you got to have structure, like I mentioned earlier. If you're not seeing the results, you're doing these things, but you don't have structure, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Okay? Next thing, you don't need to rely on your genetics. Guys, I know a lot of trainers don't talk about this, but genetics, it can help people up to a certain extent. But one thing is for sure, we're all human. And so at some point, even if you have good genetics, but with poor eating habits and not exercising, it's going to catch up to you. I see it all the time. The guys jump on these game plan calls with me. Man, I want to lose this weight, but I got to get myself right in the bedroom, and or guys or women who are like, I want to drop this weight, but I have hypertension. They got high blood pressure, and they have children. Like, guys, you can't outwork hypertension. If you have high blood pressure and you're 30 plus pounds over 20, 30 plus pounds overweight, and you're stressed from work and the demands of your career, what do you think is going to happen if you keep trying to push super hard? This is how people end up having strokes and aneurysms, because of the stress of the weight, along with the health issues like hypertension. And medication doesn't fix the issue. There's people, I'm on these meds right here. I'm taking X amount of milligrams. I'm like, and they say it as though everything is fine. No, it's still a problem. It's just managing the problem. But if you're not eating right, you're not exercising, and the weight continues to go up, what do you think is going to happen? It gets worse. That's how people go to the doc, and now the doc says, hey, we got to double up on how much you're taking, because they're trying to continue to help manage the problem. Why not fix it? Let's fix the problem. We fix your nutrition, we fix the issue. The health issue and the belly fat issue. Okay? Last thing. You don't have to meal prep, guys. A lot of people think they have to meal prep to be able to lose belly fat. That's a bodybuilder thing. It's cool if you want to do it. You can prep the 4, 5, 6 meals for the week or whatever it is, but it's not necessary. You could just prep 1 meal or 2 meals, because I've done the bodybuilding thing. And when I did bodybuilding, it was just so time consuming. I was just like, man, I can't be doing this. No, that was one of the reasons I stopped doing it. Because I'm like, I can't be in the kitchen. I'm in here 3-4 hours a day. And so I said, let me start fasting. And that was one of the reasons I started fasting, because I just wanted to give my gut a chance to rest and not be eating 6-7 meals a day back when I did bodybuilding. But my point is, now, if I just plan ahead of time and prepare doesn't mean prepping 4, 5, 6 meals. Preparing just means, let me live out of my calendar and say, oh, tomorrow's going to be real busy. Let me just prep for my lunch and dinner, so that way, throughout the day, if I'm just mentally exhausted, I don't feel like going to no fast food restaurant, I don't feel like cooking nothing, I already have 1 or 2 meals in the chamber. I'm already ready, so I don't have to get ready. You see what I'm saying? That's how you move strategically. The people who get the best results in my program, they're not doing anything astronomical. They're not starving themselves. They're not spending hours in the gym. Preparation is one of the biggest keys to success. Because if you don't know what you're going to eat on a daily basis, you don't know how much you need to eat on a daily basis, that is stressful in itself. Not to add on top of that, it's stressful to be trying and you're stepping on the scale and you're looking in the bathroom mirror and you're like, dang, what's happening here? I can't be consistent. When you prepare and you have structure, that will fix the inconsistency issue. Having structure with knowing what to eat and how much to eat. Having structure with knowing when you're going to work out and what you're going to do when you work out. That is structure. Preparation is, let me plan ahead of time. I know on this day I'm extremely busy. Let me have a meal or 2 ready. Let me make sure I get my workout in early, and so that way, if the day gets away from me, I don't have to worry about missing that workout. That's preparation, guys. All right. But if you do these things, I'm telling you, you make these shifts, this is how you lose the belly fat. Okay. I also share the things you don't need to do. But if you start doing the things I said you should start doing, you'll start getting results like my coaching clients. They're dropping 20, 30. I've even had a coaching client drop 40 pounds in 3 months. Shouts out to Lance. I know he'd be listening to the podcast, so shouts out to you, brother. Proud of you. And then I have clients who drop 40, 50, 60 in 6 months. Systems. The same way you have systems in your career to excel in your career, we need to apply systems for your health and your body, and you'll get the same type of results because you've already proven that you can run the play. When you run the play, that's how you get to the bag in your career. Now, let's run the play with your health and fitness with systems. Now you have the body to match your success. All right, we out of here. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.